Hello. Next up, we're going to do a video for the 2004 Piranha attack boat that came out for the Valor versus Venom line. I have a 25th anniversary version of Shipwreck here, and then of course the Rise of Cobra Shipwreck here, and that's mostly because this boat came with a version of Shipwreck, and so you've got some versions of them there, and then this is the one from the vehicle. So basically a blue, light blue camouflage, and then kind of a vest, and then just fatigues. Comes with a backpack. Thankfully I still have it attached to him. A removable, not sure what type of hat you call this, but it's got one of those kind of hats. And then thankfully he's no longer, well, I don't know that thankfully, but it's just kind of nice that sometimes they give us updated looks of characters, and from what we know from growing up with them, in the 80s and stuff, they many times don't look anything like what we expect. And so for them to call certain figures, I can't think of any of them offhand, but and then you're like, well, I guess kind of like with the whole Ripcord debacle, with the movie, how, they had the Wayans brother play him, and he's African American, and everyone was like, well, Ripcord's not African American, why couldn't you name him somebody else or whatever? But, so what I was trying to say was that he no longer has a full beard, but at least they gave him some facial hair, so, with Shipwreck, he normally has a beard, and here he's got a goatee. And I know this will make Brucifer happy, even though I see he's not a fan of the Valor versus Venom line. At least you get a figure with the vehicle, and we'll show a little bit more of Shipwreck, just making sure I do it all. And I wish I had a big enough container, or was brave enough to show my tub online, but I'm not going to do that. So you'll have to take my words for it that this does float. It's got an engine in the back, and thankfully it has kind of a little peg under there that allows you to lock the motor in place when you're actually using it in the water. And then when you want to pose it, you just unhatch it, and it lays pretty well, because if you don't do that, then it kind of rocks back to forth. So doing that allows it. Be nicer if you could actually bring it up all the way, but if you do that, it just comes undone because it's held on. Hopefully you can see that. So there's no way to do that. And then this one doesn't make any sounds as far as I know. It does have these torpedoes, which would be nice again if I could show it going in the water, because it'd be nice to see if they would float. But they're, even though they call them torpedoes, they look more like, the average missile. And you just push that little white button right there. You got one on the other side as well. And then the main gimmick with this, I'm just going to take this off because it's causing me troubles, is there's this knob up here, and I think it's well hidden though. It could be like a radar or sonar dish, so it doesn't look out of place to me. Thankfully it has antennas here, but thankfully they go either way, and it's mostly because with me, it seems like all my other ones that are stationary, after time they get bent and they start snapping. So at least for my own safety, and maybe when they boxed it, it was able to sit like that. So that's nice. But anyway, so this knob up here, I'm gonna have to put the camera down. So, you push this, and all these should move. So it would be nice if they kind of went in different directions, but as far as I know, you can't get them to do that. You know, you can rotate them quite a bit. So I guess in some ways, if you position these differently, they would go in different spots. But that's kind of nice, you know, as long as you got them posed different spots, because otherwise it doesn't really make sense. But I guess that's kind of would, you know, if you're trying to take down a big aircraft or something like that, you'd want them all shooting one direction. And then thankfully they put the pegs down there so you can get the figures to stand in there. Hopefully I'm not going to cause the butterfly effect, having all these different shipwrecks, you know, from different times, seeing each other and being in the same boat and all that. But it looks like there's 3 pegs for the guns, so you get 3 people there. And then it looks like there's one, I wish I could zoom in there to show you guys, but right there is a peg. So I don't know if you can see that. Try and get him back there. Would have been kind of nice, even though this is open pretty well, and of course they don't plan people to try and do videos while getting their figures in there. It would be nice if this cage was removable, but I believe it's part of the mold, or it's glued in there just to make it easier to get the figure in there, but hopefully we'll be able to show him standing in there. So it's kind of off center though, you know, the peg. So he's pretty much got to just stand there or drive the thing one-handed. There he's leaning up against it. But so with a little bit of work and not filming this and everything, you could get him in there pretty well. But I thought it was kind of interesting that I was able to get most of the things, if not everything, for this video with my dilemma that I'm still having, and do a video for the 2004 Piranha attack boat, because I just did the video for the Cobra Piranha, but it's just Piranha and not attack boat. So by calling this the attack boat, I guess they get away with, you know, not, you know, using the same name over and over again. But I think that's pretty much it. 10 minutes of a video for the 2004 Piranha attack boat that came out in the Valor versus Venom line of G.I. Joe. Okay, we'll see you all later. Bye.